People at home who do not know what Control E is, Google it. It will change
Change
your life.
It changed our life. For sure. For sure. Okay, so we're doing this.
Finally. Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Should we start by introducing ourselves very quickly? My name is Sarthak and I have about 5 years of experience. I did my graduation in hotel management and now I'm here learning how to build startups and how to scale them. And
Hi,
what about you?
Sarthak.
Hello. You've never met before.
Yeah, I'm Tanya. I've had more than 8 years of work experience in industries like tech and journalism. And yeah, I worked at LinkedIn, and before LinkedIn, I was a journalist. So this is not new for me, I guess. And I'm at Mesa to hopefully start something of my own, but majorly also look at working in tech startups.
Sounds fun. So should we begin with
the chit? Yeah. Okay, great. What does a typical day at Mesa look like?
I set an alarm for 7 and wake up at 7:30. I get ready in 20 minutes and I take the first shuttle.
Okay,
Here.
wow, brave.
No one else does that. I'm one of the 6 people in the entire bus to come in the first shuttle. And then our classes start. It starts with probably some theory. We sometimes have some industry practitioners coming in. And then we have a bunch of assignments, which takes up the entire night. I probably sleep around 1, 2, sometimes 3. And that's how the cycle just goes on and on.
So you don't sleep basically?
Never.
Okay, great.
What about you? How has your sleep cycle been?
I'm the opposite. I prioritize sleep, so I try to submit assignments on time.
You have your priorities sorted.
I do. If I make it to the gym in the morning, I think that's a successful day. Same as you, I walk in, I'm ready to present, which is great if I'm presenting. If I'm not presenting, then I'm grumpy because I'm competitive.
I generally get selected to present.
I know you do. I like it when you don't get selected. But I think one highlight for me at a regular day in Mesa is definitely sitting down, whether it's like with my study group or with new people to learn something new that I probably got intimidated by in class, which, you know, it's funny, I didn't think would happen that often, but it happens almost on every other day, like for sure. Cool, let's take the second question.
Cool, so दूसरा प्रश्न आपके लिए ये रहा. When did you feel the dumbest in this program?
Oh.
Every single day.
Yeah, every single day. You know, it's funny, you think you know things a certain way when you're in a company, but then you come outside of your little bubble and then you meet people and professors and even like IP or industry practitioners, and you're surprised that you can be wrong in many different ways.
Especially in the marketing class, I have been using so many words so casually in my daily life, and when the definitions come around and I realize the verbal diarrhea I have been spewing in the entire world.
For sure, yeah.
That made me feel a bit dumb at times, but I think I'm mostly fine. However, I thought that I knew about, let's say, the EV industry before the industry practitioner from Ather came along. And I realized that this industry is so deep and the media just is painting it in such a rosy picture that the inside view which we got just so interesting, firstly, and then it changed my entire perspective around it.
So exactly to your point, I feel dumb every other day, but mainly it's usually related to a lot of Excel stuff that I'm learning around here, a lot of new things that clearly have come about that I had no idea about.
Just yesterday in our Excel session, Control E. People at home who do not know what Control E is, Google it. It will change your life.
It changed our life, for sure, for sure. And I think I'm going to use it every day.
If you are at work and you're not using it like we had been, you're missing out.
Feeling dumb every day and weirdly liking it. It's fun.
Did you come for an MBA because everybody else does it?
I don't think Mesa is a traditional MBA, which is why I've come for it, by the way. I think my career was very different and is very different. It's very interesting compared to a lot of other people. And for me, I never actually resonated with an MBA curriculum. Of course, like my peers have either done an MBA already or are, you know, sitting for CAT. When I saw the Mesa ad, the fact how they marketed themselves as a startup leadership course, because these two words were both very attractive to me compared to like a Masters of Business Administration. That sounds boring in itself. No shade, but also shade.
But full shade.
But full shade.
So I actually did a PGDM before coming to Mesa
Oh.
because my mother wanted me to do a postgraduate thing.
Okay.
That was literally the only reason.
Yeah.
Also 2020 में कोई काम भी नहीं था hotel में, and I passed them fairly well. But I did not feel any outcome in me as a person or in my job. Did not feel anything after that. I was in the middle of the startup ecosystem at that point, and I thought if I want to make a career out of this, then I need to maybe invest in myself. I don't think that I learned anything which I was applying day to day at my job. I did not see any income growth. My network did not grow. And I wanted all of that to happen. But अगर अब कर रहा हूँ तो कुछ benefit होना चाहिए ना.
Yeah.
And कोई benefit नहीं feel हुआ मुझे. And that's why I'm here, to make sure I feel all those benefits.
Great. And like, how have the 5 weeks? I know I'll go to the chits, but I want to know like how the 5 weeks have been different from that program.
Feels like I need to actively put in effort, put in time, put in some brain power to get any output out of it.
Got it.
And that's how it is tangibly different.
Cool. Do you want to take the next one?
Yeah. So how difficult was it to get into Mesa? How much can we reveal?
Yeah.
You want to start from the entire process or from where you saw the Instagram ad?
Yeah, why not? I also, because it was the part of my job to just look at LinkedIn all day. I also saw a lot of like very interesting creators post about the program. But when I saw the Instagram ad, I just signed up for an info session. It was actually the same day. It was really funny. And I showed up, and Varun was taking that info session. Varun and Abhishek, actually, both of them. And first of all, Varun was, by the way, in some hill station, which I thought was really cool, because that's exactly what I would have done. Even though like he's like building a startup where he was also on vacation. I was like, this is great, great vibe. But you know, it was supposed to be a half an hour, 45-minute session. We stayed on, or most of us stayed on for around 1 hour, 45 minutes. And for me, that was so refreshing, because I literally have like the attention span of a goldfish. I keep looking at my phone.
That info session ended, and then there were again an online application, an online test. The test was more difficult than I anticipated.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I went to meet Ankit for an interview. That was easier than I expected.
Nice.
Yeah.
For me, like, I think the hardest part was the Ankit's interview. I think I was the last interview that day. I'd come after work on a Friday, and I met Ankit. And you know what annoyed me a lot, and I hate it, is that he kept trying to make me mad. And I was trying not to get angry. And I was like, I know this is a tactic, I don't want to fall for it, but I was just like, you know, no, Tanya, you're going to keep being confident and you're not going to break under this pressure. But yeah, he tried a lot to make me angry.
What are some interesting people you have met at Mesa?
Oh, nice.
And this is a trick question.
Why is it a trick question?
Hi.
No, you know, you're so self-obsessed, Sarthak. It's not always about you. You know that, right?
Except in this podcast.
But there are other people also in the team. You know that, right? Like in the
Only
group
you're here in the
itself.
podcast besides me.
That's true. That's true. I think for me, one of the most interesting people that I've met, that I learned a lot from, was definitely Captain. I think I have to mention him.
You stole my answer.
It's okay. You can think of another person. There are lots of people in our group. I'm an army kid, and it was great to see somebody from the forces. He has such differentiated ideas. He's obviously, like, you know, just left the army, and that skill set is so different from somebody like me who's come from like an MNC. So for me to like really use his ideas in my PPT, and for him to learn, you know, the corporate things from me, I think it's pretty cool.
I think the second most interesting person I've met is probably Jash. Chef Jash, if you want to call him that.
Yeah.
He did a BCom from Mumbai, and then he went to France and Sweden to become a chef, and he was killing it there. And now he's here to learn how to build startups and probably open something on his own. He wants to enter in the food industry.
I'd love to name many names. Everyone has like a different skill to offer. But for me, the most fascinating part has been that I'm learning, let's say, Excel from Hemant, and I'm learning eco or regression from you, or like I go to all of you for like different things that I'm not very confident at. And the way that you've become teachers is very fascinating to me. Let's go. Okay, this is the wild card. So where do you hope to be a year from now? Wow, deep question.
I'll think of my answer while you give yours.
While I give mine. I was already very happy at LinkedIn before this, and what was missing was the fact that I love building things, and I wasn't getting an opportunity to do that in a larger organization. So my biggest win after this year would be either to get into like an early stage startup, to really build an entire vertical like marketing and comms and community, which I'm already good at. I'd love to also start my own thing at some point, but I'm still looking for that perfect idea. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, but I'm hoping to get there in a year or two after Mesa.
I think my answer is broadly the same. When I was at the Lalit, I
Yeah.
always felt like I was just a cog in the wheel, and it was just day after day just churning out check-ins, check-outs, reservations. It was just going on and on and on. And I did not think that I was contributing to making the company bigger or opening a new hotel. I did not feel like I'm contributing enough. I want to start something of my own, of course. Again, I also don't think that I have a completely fleshed out idea. When I do, I will go back to those investors and get my funding. But till then, I think I'll probably join a startup, probably an early stage or mid stage startup, and build a vertical from scratch, build a feature from scratch,
Nice.
and just see something which I built grow. I think that is what gives me the kick. Yeah, I think we're done with the questions. Any ending notes from you?
It's been 5 weeks since we've been at Mesa, and I feel transformed. Also, it feels like forever. I was worried about the course being too short, like for a year, but I think I've learned more than have in a long time. And I was somebody who always upskilled at work. I always learned skills on the go. But just taking out that time to invest in your own career, also trying to build something new alongside 62
Yeah,
62 peers is really interesting and refreshing, and I'm just grateful for the entire experience. I'm so glad that I took this decision, for sure.
So am I. And these 5 weeks have both felt so long,
And
yet
short.
so short.
Right?
Like, it's surprising how time works. Einstein would be confused with this. And I just, in the past 5 weeks, there has been so much input, and I'm still trying to process all of it.
Yeah,
And I just feel like a new person only in these 5 weeks.
I agree.
Guys,
Yeah, should we end it? How do we end it?
like, share and subscribe to Mesa School of Business's YouTube channel.
Yeah, and follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. Why not?
You can find our links in the description below.
or like, share and subscribe.
बोल दिया
Yeah,
मैंने?
like, share and subscribe. I think that's what you want to end
Yeah.
with. Cool.
Roll credits.